Scorpio, when I was sitting in meditation with your energy, the first thing that came through was something needs more time. And so I was like, okay, well, that's the message. We're going to find out what needs more time. But then I decided to pull an oracle card out, just get some more information. And what came through is the Council, number 11. And this card talks about taking action and knowing that you don't need any more time to mull something over, that you need to take a leap of faith. Now, it doesn't mean whatever this is going to require you to immediately do something today or this week or the next week or even the next month, but it's about making that energetic decision to step through the portal that you've been gazing at, that you've been looking at. And you've been wondering, should I go through there or should I not? So when this came through, something needs more time, that's you. That's you saying that. But Spirit is saying, take that leap. You're ready and you're protected. Like the Council card is about a council of spirits that are looking at you and saying, Scorpio, love with all your heart. Trust with all your heart. Some of you might need to forgive yourself or forgive someone. Do it. Go full force with something. Take a leap of faith. Open the door to the next chapter of your life. Because if you don't and you wait, you may just let time slip past you. And you may not actually take an opportunity that is for you. And you will have to explain that to yourself, to your higher self, to the council when you arrive. Why you didn't go forward with everything that life had to offer you. What held you back? What was your fear? Okay, and that might be something that you then have to work through in the next lifetime if you believe in that. So the fact that what came through to me in meditation was your fear, your voice, something needs more time, is also telling me that the messages that you get in your own divination practice, now this is a general message, so you'll know if this is for you or not. Okay, so it doesn't have to be the case for you, only if it resonates. But some of the messages that you're getting are reaffirming your fears. And I've had this myself. When I pull tarot cards for myself and I'm worried about something, the spread will show me exactly what I'm worried about in the cards. And the guidance doesn't really seem to be anything but reaffirming the fear I already have. And then I have to step back and say, you know what, let me come back to this at another time when I'm not so wound up in it and I'm not so wrapped up in it, and ask a different way, or let the energy sit for a while, come at it with a different energy. So you are very powerful I don't need to tell you that. You're Scorpio, you know. So there is something about your own divination practice and being careful to know when you're working with your higher conscious self and you're coming to a message with openness versus when you come into a reading with fears, wounds, projections, ego desires, and having that reflected back to you. Okay, and being closed to any other messages. When we're in that state, oftentimes it's hard to read the cards any other way. Okay, so Spirit is asking you to not only go forward and know you're ready, but also to remain open to other possibilities and messages that you receive that may not actually feel familiar to you. They may not feel familiar to you. This is a delicate message because you have excellent intuition, whoever I'm connecting to, but your mind is also very powerful. And sometimes your mind and your intuition are not in sync. Happens to all of us at times. And this is one of those times where there's something going on. I'm not saying like all the time this is happening, but there's something going on where your logical, egoic, rational mind is kind of taking over, and it's like slipping into a program or a system, and you're working with the energy in such a way that you're just reaffirming to yourself your own fears or something like that. Okay? So if this resonates for you, then there's more messages. If not, that's okay. You can check out your other placements. Maybe something else will come through. Before I started your reading, when I was getting ready and getting dressed and all that, the lights were flickering in my house. I'm not sure why. I can't really find, there's no thunderstorm or anything like that. But it happened twice, very quickly. And I was already thinking about doing the reading for you. I was in that kind of mode and that kind of energy. So you could be experiencing some manifestations of your own energy outwardly, like weird things happen in your environment. Or I also got that some of you are having contact with an interdimensional being. And what I mean by that, it's like another aspect of you that is existing in another dimension. I do believe in quantum mechanics and quantum physics in the quantum field. And I do believe that there are multiple dimensions, some that we can tap into and tune into with our astral body, and some that maybe we can't. Okay, and some of the paranormal activity that we experience comes from a crossing of those dimensions. That's just my personal belief and my experiences that I've had. So you could be having that too. Now, it doesn't necessarily have to be you, like another version of you that you're coming into contact, although it is for some of you. For others of you, I'm getting, could be someone you lost, okay, someone who's existing in another dimension right now, but not in the one you're currently in. Could also be someone you lost contact with, and there's some kind of energy wall that's separating you, and there's some meshing that's going on, or like you're coming close to one another, even though there's some kind of protection maybe between you two, protecting you from each other. I don't know, but you're still coming very close. Maybe you are trying to penetrate that energetic wall to get to this other, or maybe they're doing that with you. Okay. So I said in the beginning that something needs more time, but that's not actually the case. And when I got that, I was getting like there's unsettled energy in the environment, and that's what you could be feeling like, well, all the pieces are not lined up. My ducks aren't all in a row. I haven't crossed all the T's and dotted all the I's. Like something's still wonky in the energy. Something hasn't settled out, so I can't really move forward. But once again, it's not necessarily that you need to take some kind of 3D action. It's that you need to align your energy with what it is that your soul is suggesting you do, is what I'm getting. Okay. And then I saw you looking at a photo of yourself. Maybe this is the other dimension that you're tapping into. It's, you're making eye contact with yourself, and it's opening some kind of portal for you. Or maybe you're doing some kind of mirror work. But there's a photograph of yourself, and this is going to bring back some kind of nostalgic feelings or memories. There could also be a Gemini around you that's significant, or Gemini energy is really heavy in your chart. Okay, so we're going to get into this message. I do love this card when it comes through. It feels empowering, but also very supportive. It feels like you're surrounded by support, and that there are energies that are really invested in your success and abundance. They want to see you do well, whether this is people around you or people in the spirit realm, or even your higher self, even your subconscious self. There's lots of energy I'm feeling that wants to see you do well. Okay, Scorpio? So let's see. Let's see what else we get for you. Tell me more, Spirit, for Scorpio. Should I pull out some charms too, you think? Let's get one of these cards first. Ooh, what is this? Walking. Whose voices are raised alongside yours? And look at this. It's like the council. Let me just look in the book because I'm not too familiar with this card. Just give me 1 second. Travel back centuries to the shivery mists, velvet greens, and copper-tinged hills of the Scottish Highlands. You'll find a group of women preparing the community's woolen cloth, working it in tandem to make it softer and thicker. Their traditional method they use is called walking. Am I saying that right? Correct me phonetically if I'm wrong in the comments. A process of rhythmically beating tweed against a hard surface while singing. Okay, what's the message here? Hard work was woven into the daily lives of our ancestors, necessary to fulfill a community's most fundamental needs. Yet throughout the laborious process of walking, women would raise their voices up as a way to celebrate being together, making the work something more than drudgery. Community gives us the power to overcome. It offers solace in all stages of life. Who is your community? Yeah, the council, community, lots of supportive energies around you. This is what I'm saying, Scorpio. It's nice. I don't think I'm sure this has happened for you many times in your life, but I don't think I've ever gotten a message for you that is telling you how much support is truly around you. Spiritually, energetically, also actually, people you can reach out to. Other selves, other interdimensional selves that are walking beside you. Like I hope that makes sense to you. It's kind of metaphysical. Let's see what else we get. The charms. The color green could be significant. I am wearing green too, but I'm seeing a lot of it here, which is the heart chakra. I'm hearing the second brain or the first brain, the sun. An alligator or a crocodile. I feel like something could go by two names or someone. Look, Gemini. Yeah, there's a duality I'm picking up on, or two sides to something. We have the number 6. Something about your sixth house could be significant. The letter S. We also have P, which reminds me of salt and pepper. Light and shadow. Each bringing its own unique qualities to liven something up. Ooh, I like that. What are you cooking up there, Scorpio? You need to bring your light aspects to it as well as your shadow aspects to it. Salt and pepper. Oh, the letter S. I didn't see that before. S and P. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm also seeing this as PS. A postscript. There's a note coming your way. I feel really guided to pull these. I wasn't planning on using these. I don't know how this is going to, maybe because they're green. What's the note? What's the note? Quiver. We had that kind of shiver reference in that card too. And kindle. Quiver and kindle. Something is about to get rekindled or, quiver. There's a lot of looking up today. And maybe that will help you too. If you find that you're doing divination practices or messages are just kind of, and you know, like, this is just my own fears laid out on the table. You know, right? Like when that happens, maybe actually, even if you are very adept at tarot, you could still go to some kind of resource to look at how the card's been interpreted by someone else, and it might give you a fresh perspective on what you're looking at. Okay, because I don't usually look up this many things in a reading, but it is part of the energy. It says, what hidden arrows of truth do you hold in your invisible quiver that if you would take aim and send them off one by one would hit their mark? You may tremble at first, but lose those arrows of desire for your question or goals, and they will rapidly cut through the air, hitting their mark and showing you your answer. After a long deliberation, you may feel emboldened to take the first steps towards something important. That's what Spirit's telling you to do. You may be shaking in your shoes, but you will find courage. Stay centered and allow blessings. Almost said blasphemous. Allow blessings of spiritual aid. Well, maybe something seems blasphemous. Whoa, I'm having a hard time saying words with the letter B. So the letter B could be significant, but maybe something feels blasphemous to you. But it's a blessing here. There's a blessing of spiritual aid. I mean, we've accomplished that understanding. Thank you, Spirit. Interesting way this energy is flowing. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You're kind of quivering in your boots. You're telling me something needs more time, and Spirit's telling you, even though you're shaking in your boots and you're not really sure what's going on, you have so much support around you. There's something coming together, okay, with the Kindle card. That's what you're receiving a note on. That it's an invitation. Whoa. Too much coffee, Andy? Maybe. It's an invitation to get things going, get the ball rolling. Thanks, Scorpio, for being patient and being real and allowing me to fumble when I do. And I feel like that's a message for you too. You know, be patient with yourself and when you fumble. Okay. Anything else with these charms? What's with the alligator? Well, the alligator to me always comes through as a fear that something's hidden underneath the water and that will come up to the surface to get you. Perspective. Perhaps you're scared that you haven't seen something the right way, or you're missing key information. Okay, let's see the energy that is supporting you, that comes from within you. For Scorpio, communication. Well, good, because I'm having a hard time, so it's good to know you're not. Okay, communication, beautiful. And the energy outside of yourself that is supporting you, an external energy. Ooh, fear. The fear's coming up to the surface, the quivering, the shaking in the boots. It's not time yet. I'm going to have to ask more about that. I keep seeing someone do their own tarot and it's like all swords, it's like the devil card, it's all the things, you know, and you're like, and Spirit's like, chill, come back to it, manage your energy, come back to it at another time. Okay, let's see. The energy within you that is challenging you. Balance. Grief also came out. Well, maybe you're still in the grieving process around something. Something didn't quite turn out the way you had hoped. This could be long ago. And that period of grief that you went through might still be residing, like the energies around that might still be residing around you, maybe in your heart chakra. Causing unnecessary fear for you. What's going on for you right now that reminds you of a past situation you've been in? There's some kind of link between what you're experiencing now and something long ago, maybe a decade ago or so. I don't know. Okay, what's outside of you that's challenging you, Scorpio? Oh, okay. We have teamwork, community, and growth. Well, this is you either feeling like you don't have a community, and all this talk of the council and all of these spirits that are supporting you, you feel like, no way, Jose, that's definitely not happening for me. Everyone around me is a shill, I'm hearing. Okay, so you could feel like that, but it doesn't mean just because some people are like that, or all the people you know are like that, there aren't others who support you or are coming in to support you. Okay, I'm hearing it's not an all or nothing situation here when it comes to all the people in the world. Okay. Sorry. The other thing I'm seeing here is that you've been really craving connection, a community, for your own growth. You are overall a very sovereign soul, a very independent spirit, and you can get things done on your own. But when you fly with people who have the same wingspan as you cover much more territory and you go a lot further. So there is something about finding your flock. Okay, the letter V might be important. I'm seeing the V shape that birds fly in. And growing in some area that's really significant for you, or just as a person, as you connect with these supportive energies. Now, for some of you, this could be like new guides you're working with, or new deities you're working with, or however you work with energy. This could be a new friend for you. And I got this image of a little child with their imaginary friend, you know? It's kind of like there's a helper around you. I really feel that, okay? But you place it where it needs to go. Some of you have lost a friend, or a community has shifted and changed, and you feel like, I don't have my place anymore. Take that leap of faith through the portal where there is support for you, okay? Now, I really want to know, Spirit, how is fear as the external energy? So this isn't your internal fear. It's an external fear. Well, Scorpio, I'm hearing the shamanic psychologist. How do you understand and work with other people's fears? Because fear and communication, I feel like Spirit is saying, how do you help other people work through their fears? Or what would you say to them? What would you do spiritually with them? What would your guidance be? What are the downloads you receive around external fears, societal fears, collective fears, or fears that your friends have, or whatever? How do you communicate with those energies when you want to give them more information, or get them to see that their fear doesn't have as much power as they think they do? Because this is where the interdimensional you comes in. This is where you are able to turn that same guidance you have for others back to yourself. And you should. And you do that often, but you haven't in a while. Okay, so you need to, when you do your readings, I don't know why this is coming through so strongly, but when you do your reading for yourself, read it as if you were reading it for someone else with their highest good in mind. What guidance comes through? What guidance comes through that surface level of fear that you see? The deeper guidance. Because there will be something in there for you, okay? So, very interesting specific message. Protection. The message that comes through for you is that you are protected, the council. Resistance. I don't know. This is the quivering in the boots thing, though, and something needs more time. There's a resistance that you have to this energy, feeling like it's not the right time, it's not ready, the environment's not ready, there's so many unknowns, etc., etc. But Spirit's telling you, you're good. So it's up to you what you want to do. Do you want to keep living your life waiting for that crocodile/alligator to come out of the water? Or do you want to get in the boat and go? That's the thing. It's like you're not swimming with the crocodiles here. You have a vessel, you have a boat, you have a chariot. You have a spiritual vehicle that gets you to the other side. So even if there are crocodiles in the water, you're okay. Three more. Now, I'm also seeing here with this fear card as the external energy supporting you. You know, this is a scarecrow, right? It's meant to, we know what they do, right? I don't need to explain that. But there could be something outside of you that you are scared of that isn't really real. And perhaps you're going to see that. And this fear of something could have been keeping you out, or keeping you out of a certain like space, energy space, emotional space, psychic space, astral space, actual space, a location. This fear could have been holding you back from going somewhere or doing something. Okay, Scorpio. For their highest good and the highest good of all, what message do we have about this? The Council for Scorpio. Yeah, look at that. Oh, interesting. So all the cards are upside down except the last one. And I just, and this one, 9 of Swords at the bottom. And I figured, the deck's just in the wrong way. And I was going to say something about it and just turn the cards around. But now that there's others in the upright, there's a message here with all these reversals. It is about not seeing the cards for what they are. You know, it's like reversing their meaning almost. Something you could be doing. I hope this makes sense. Like, do you get what I'm saying? Like, Spirit's guidance for you is right here. And it's pretty straightforward for what the cards are that came out. But in reverse, it's harder to read. Everything looks like uncertain. It's possibly negative, you know, like. And that's the energy you're bringing to something that you don't need to. Okay? And make a conscious shift to try to see something, your situation, in another way. Be open to something else. 9 of Swords at the bottom. Yeah, look, and 10 of Cups in the reverse. That's what I'm saying. It's like Spirit's trying to take your hand and lead you somewhere beautiful. And you're like, oh, but no, what about this and that and the other thing? And I'm not saying your fears and your anxieties aren't legitimate. Sure they are. But they're taking over. Okay? And like I said, there are spirits and energies, and when I say spirits, I mean people too, who want to see you do well. You need to need that for your, you need to want that for yourself as well. Okay? Some of you are putting too much pressure on yourself, coming up with worst case scenarios, or maybe someone around you is. So let me talk to you about the card, Scorpio. Your overall energy is the Star, and all of these cards showed up in reverse except the outcome. I'll show you there. I think I'm going to change my setup after so many years and try to do something different so that you can see the cards, but I don't know. No promises. I don't know how that's going to work. This space I work in is really small. Like, it doesn't look like it, but it's a tiny space. So I can only move things back so far. Okay, anyway. The Star in reverse for your overall energy. Well, this is having direction. You know, seeing your North Star, moving towards whatever your North Node destiny is. Following your path, feeling guided, having hope. Believing in your visions that you see that are supporting you. And in reverse, there's a massive, like, block on that. So what is it that's, I think we need to get down to this. This reading has been real. There's no sugarcoat in here. What's the block? The deceiver, yeah. I almost said the deliverer. Who's deceiving you? Is it yourself? Is it the outside environment? There's too much things that are hidden or deception that you feel like you can't move towards your destiny? The deceiver. Are you worried that, yeah, I feel like there might be a worry that you've deceived yourself or maybe someone else. And somehow that's interfering with your destiny and where you're moving. Scorpio, I want to tell you right now, and I know this isn't going to resonate for every Scorpio watching, okay? But there are a few of you here where you have maybe told a lie or deceived, or you worry about it. You feel like you are, maybe. I don't know. I'm hearing a trickety boo. Okay? But regardless, I want to tell you, Spirit wants to see you do well regardless of what's gone on. It does not matter, okay? Not now. Maybe it did back then, but not now. All right? So you can maybe forgive yourself or move past it. You don't have to keep going over it and lowering your own vibration, your own frequency out of guilt or shame or confusion. Spirit is here telling you, okay, Scorpio, you did that, but you've done other things as well that have balanced out the energies. And that's what you're not, this is what's challenging you inside. You don't feel like you have, but you have. And you're allowed to proceed now. Okay, this whole idea of bad karma coming towards you, whoever I'm connected with today, I don't see that happening. Actually, it's kind of the reverse. Okay, so if you feel nervous about that, I'm telling you, Spirit is saying drop that feeling, drop that fear. Okay, now those of you who feel like you've been 100% honest and you haven't deceived anyone, including yourself, then there's something outside of you that you're worried is not telling you the truth. And it's that worry or that fear or having to deal with that is somehow making you feel like you can't move towards what is meant for you. 5 of Wands in reverse for what you don't see coming. Oh, this is going to be a long one, Scorpio. We need to chat. Okay. This is conflict. And I feel like this is inner conflict. But in reverse, it's almost like you're telling me, no, I don't have a conflict. But it came out immediately. You're telling me something needs more time. Spirit saying no, go for it. So tell me more about this. The Alchemist. Well, you can bring this conflict, this tension together, that the two opposing energies, hold on. Okay, so there's two opposing energies, the polarity, right? The dualities, salt and pepper, shadow and light, spirit and ego, all of those things are kind of like this, creating a conflict in the energy, a tension. And what's great about this is now you have two very well-defined energies that you can look at and work with and bring together, alchemize together to create something supportive, mortality, something supportive in your life. Interesting. Ascension. Scorpio, the philosopher, the reflection. You may be existential these days. And you do, death is your card, so mortality might be on your mind. But you have to live life. Well, you don't have to. You could choose not to. But I'm seeing the council spirit energies around you really wanting you to live your life. and not let anything hold you back. And work with the tensions and the conflicts as a source of inspiration or a catalyst, or find a way that you can unite those energies. There's some shadow stuff here that's coming up that you could use to your benefit. Okay? Feelings around things you've done or the way you feel about yourself. Use that energy behind those feelings to work with it. What could you do creatively with that energy? Can you express that somehow, or can you interpret it in a different way? 8 of Cups in reverse for your opportunity. Well, 8 of Cups is walking away from something, realizing it doesn't have any emotional value for you anymore. And when it's in reverse, I feel like you're kind of stuck in the middle. I see the portal, I see the threshold, I see the new life in front of me, I feel it, I hear it's calling, but I don't know. Is it time? Is it right? What if I make a mistake? I've already walked away from something, but what am I walking towards? The doe. I'm stuck. I'm a deer in the headlights. Frozen. Unnecessarily. Scorpio. So what's the actual opportunity here, Spirit? Pursuit. Right. It's to go through the portal, to pursue what your soul is calling you to move towards. And maybe it doesn't make perfect sense. Maybe this new hobby or passion you have, you don't know how you're going to make money out of it. And why would you invest all that time? Doesn't follow your soul. Maybe dating this person and taking it to the next level is kind of like other people are like, what are you doing, Scorpio? This person, blah, blah, blah. But there's something you feel about it. You need to trust yourself here and not all this fear matrix web that's all coming from different angles. Okay, Wheel of Fortune in reverse for the challenge. Well, you don't see this magnificent shift and change that's right here for you. Instead, you're trying to okay, I like that the Wheel of Fortune's here, but I'm not ready to turn it. Death. You could feel pressure, though, that time is ticking. And this is a challenge. I said this earlier. When a portal shows up, it is exactly that, a portal, meaning it closes as well as opens, right? It's not always there. It's an opportune moment. Something you've manifested, something that's in alignment with you, and everybody wants you to move towards this. Everybody wants to see you do well. But if you stay frozen as a deer in headlights because of some kind of fear, trying to talk your way out of following your soul, then the portal will close. It will not be there anymore. It doesn't mean it won't reopen at some point, but it is a little bit of a missed opportunity. And so Spirit's telling you right now, don't miss it. You have everything you need. You're being too hard on yourself. And anything that seems like it's a conflict or a tension can actually work in your favor in some way. I don't know what it is for everyone, but it's actually useful for you. Okay, even if it doesn't seem like it, it actually is. Okay, so it's about changing your perspective on what's happening. Now, I pulled a couple extra cards. Oh, the World, yeah. 8 of Wands in reverse for the advice. Okay, so, there's the Flying V. Nice. This is your community, teamwork, and growth. Moving in unison with other energies that support you. So maybe there's a certain club or a group or family members or friends or people who think the same way as you, resonate with you on some level, and you want to move forward with them. But in reverse, you're like, well, I don't know about that. Last time I was involved in something like that, everybody, I don't know what happened. Everybody, Page of Cups, well, it was kind of nothing really got off the ground. Five of Swords in reverse. It's like it kind of fizzled out or something just didn't work. So the opportunity, I said, the advice is to take your opportunity, but it is to find that support network. I was I was in the woods the other day, and on the lake there were all these geese. You know, I'm in Canada, and they're getting ready to fly out of here. It's cold. But I was looking at them, and they're so perceptive. You know, the closer I would get to them, the immediately they would like move away, and they'd start honking like intruder, invader, someone's here, we need to move away from this. And they all did it together, and they stayed together. It offered them great protection. And they look out for one another. They're very territorial too. And I feel like this is the message for you. There's protection in numbers with something. It could be even soul family. It could be surrounding yourself with the right kinds of energies that you take in and watch on social media. It could be that simple. Or it could be something more significant in your 3D world. But cutting out, trimming the fat, cutting out the energies that raise more fears for you or just echo back your own ego fears are right here, and then you get a reading or you get something and it just echoes back that fear right to you. Or it confirms something that keeps you stuck. You got to decide what it is for you, or maybe it's not readings at all. It could be anything. Look for supportive messages, not sugar-coated candy messages about the world or tarot readings or anything like that, or friends who only tell you good things and they're scared to actually tell you what's really up. Not that. You got to be with the real geese. But ones who will tell you the truth and still support your growth. Okay? The outcome. Oh, this is good that this is in reverse. The outcome in the next, how long? 6 months, maybe. 6 months. It's a long time. But not really in the big scheme of things. And I'm also going to do an extended reading. In the extended, I'm going to go a layer deeper. I'm going to see what's underneath all of this, what's happening here. Tends to get more specific. There's less of you who go there. The link is in the description box below. If you don't like that idea, you don't want to go, trust spirit. The council already knew what you were going to do. Okay, so they gave you everything you needed. Okay, 4 of Cups in reverse. Well, this is giving a crap about your portal and your opportunity. This is you saying, you know what? Like, I'm kind of just not accepting something pretty damn interesting, and that's going to shift everything for me without any good reason, really. It's all just fear-based. And it's you deciding possibly to take the cup that spirit is offering you. Then the world also came out in the upright. Interdimensional selves. You looking at a picture of yourself. Maybe you need to look at a picture of you when you were an infant or a baby or very small. What would you tell that baby about this situation you're currently in? Let's see. Tell me more, Spirit, for the outcome. 6 of Swords, that's beautiful. 7 of Pentacles in reverse, and the Ace of Cups. You do take the Ace. You do take the cup. You do. And the 7 of Pentacles is like, I've been at this for so long, came out in reverse. It's losing patience, but it's not making any progress, really. But here you are, opening your heart and saying, I'm going to detach from these thoughts that are holding me back. There's possibly travel coming up for you, or it might even just be energy traveling. You know, it's like you're traveling away from a timeline or traveling to something that just feels like such a release for you. When you step through this portal, it's a release. You listen to your soul here, Scorpio. Okay, I hope that helped. I love you so much. I'll see you next time.